Welcome all. Welcome to our webinar. I think the last webinar from 2020, Improving Healthcare Through Partnership. Today we have important experts as presenters. You can see Alexandre Ferreri, Anne O'Brien from USA, Alexandre was from Brazil, Rhonda Bradley from US, Jennifer Daly from Canada, and Marcus Perrin from UK. As moderators, you have my friend Yadin, and we are doing this, the moderation of this meeting. Please, the next one, Calil. Yes, here you can see their faces, very smiley faces. That's nice to see them. And each one will present their experience with the clinical engineers. And I'm sure, I think that we clinical engineers should pay attention and learn how to proceed and to be more active and more helpful to the healthcare team. And they are part of the healthcare team. Please, the next one, Calil. Here we have definitions, the WHO definitions regarding health technology, clinical engineers, and allied partners. And I understand that they are all clinical engineering partners that are working within hospitals. So that's a very important thing to see, the definitions from WHO for each term they use. Next one, please, Calil. Well, here is the list of resources, I believe. You already have seen them, but it shows how much effort CSV through Tom is putting to bring you an incredible amount of information that is, if I'm not wrong, was never available to clinical engineers. This is a list of principles, and we see at CED, we are very worried about preparing leaders, mainly young leaders, to work with the clinical engineering field. It is important to have people that lead new actions, new projects, new opportunities, and these are the principles we believe, and principles and quality you understand to be basic for good leaders in the field. Next one, please. This, I would like to give you just a very fast example of how I see clinical engineering today as in general. I mean. So what I see here before COVID, clinical engineers were very low. When in Brazil, for instance, I give an example. When I said clinical engineer, they say, what chemical engineers? They didn't know what it was this guy was doing there. Now, during COVID, healthcare teams saw the need for clinical engineers. And this is good. This is a window that opened for us to have an opportunity to work with them and to show us how important we can be. Before COVID, clinical engineers were, I would say, isolated in the dungeon. And now they had to get out, interact with the healthcare team. And they show, look, I am here. I can do things. I can propose things. But on the other side, during before the COVID, the clinical engineers were in a comfort zone. Okay, I'm doing my maintenance. I can do my preventive maintenance. Everything is fine. I don't want to put my head above the water. Now, during COVID, they could not stay in the comfort zone. They had to go out, and they started to see how important it was an interaction with other experts in the healthcare team. So they also felt they need a new set of knowledge. They have to learn more. Preventive maintenance and repair was not enough. People needed more, and they have to learn. And I would say after COVID, it's up to you. Now people know you, and now you can say, I can propose, I can do it. That's the message. Next one, please, Calil. And I believe this interaction, this webinar, shows us, I think, the keyword, interaction. You see a lot of experts from different backgrounds doing different things within the healthcare system. And we have to be among them, interact with them. And then you will see the importance of interaction, the importance for introduction of a concept patient safety among clinical engineers worldwide. As I said before, you're just talking about repair and preventive maintenance. Now you have to care about patient safety because you have to live on that. Importance of knowing, understanding the need of patients' tools. You will have to learn tools. As I said, a new set of knowledge. You would have to understand and learn and understand the need of patient tools. And for those who still do not know the importance of clinical engineering, you have to show them. We are clinical engineers, we can do that. We care about, we know new tools. And why clinical engineers must get out of the comfort zone and allow the examples of places where clinical engineers acted as a member of the healthcare team, meaning those the examples that these experts here will give during the webinar will show you all the clinical engineers' interaction with them, and then I hope you understand, get out from the comfort zone and work with all the experts in the healthcare system. Please, the next one. I'm just putting an example. Can we imagine from 1903 to 2020, how much effort was put from clinical engineers worldwide, from biomedical engineers to turn one machine like that one to this more than one? And then this is, I would say, now there are more than this one. You have cell phones and everything. So the future depends on how you interact, how you understand, and the patient safety system within the healthcare environment. Thank you very much. Yadin, I give you the floor. You are mute. Yadin, you are mute.
Thank you. Thank you, Calil. It's a great day, and I'm looking forward to engage with our supreme faculty that we have, and of course with all the audience out there from already saw Buenos Aires, Turkey, and UK participating and listening to this presentation. We're closing the year of webinar series with something very important, looking around the clinical engineering profession and see and understand how can we better work with our partner on the healthcare team. We are creating new processes, and we need to create more collaboration as we navigate this special and unique era where the creation of scientific knowledge is expediting, as is a perfect example during the vaccine warp speed project that brought about new technology, but also challenges of distribution that need engineering solution to it. So creation of scientific knowledge is such that we also realizing the population expectation for healthcare services is increased, and we deliver more than yesterday. And tomorrow they will be expecting to even have better services than today. So therefore, what we're seeing is the dependence on technology for the delivery of healthcare services is at peak high. And the trend is suggesting that it will be much higher tomorrow. Embedded intelligence in every aspect of our healthcare services is almost a given, almost accepted without much debate. So clinical engineers has a challenge to meet those expectations and understand that with that, we have to have better communication with our partners, to have the tools that will enable us to get the clear format of the message, the speed, and therefore reaching to our partner and have a seat at the table. Next slide, please. The increased collaboration, based on what I've just said, is a mandate that clinical engineers are charged with and need to be able to educate. Hopefully today you will see in this webinar example of specific collaboration with other partners from nursing, medical physicists, respiratory therapists, laboratory, and our own field. The changes that are happening is leading for higher recognition for the role of clinical engineering professional. And therefore, we have to understand the competency that we need to bring to the table and the impact on care outcome. And by seeing that, we understand that we're gaining a seat at the table of the healthcare team. We have to, therefore, be more globally unified and uniform in the set of a competency that we are mastering. We have to understand who sits at the table and how do they talk? What is their professional language, and what are the important symbols or significant trigger points that we can bring to their attention from our field? And specifically, that communication with clinician, administrator, regulator, and policymaker in the field around us is more important than the wider circle that is globally spreading further and further out. And to understand that we are doing the right job, we need to measure where we are, to measure our progress, to publish, which we are not known for. We need to publish our impact and accomplishments, and to share success story, as we have done several times through papers in 2017. I'm looking forward to share those examples that I'm talking about of partnership with our faculty. And today I would like to introduce the first speaker, Alexandre Ferrelli from Brazil, president of ABECLIM, the National Clinical Engineering Society of Brazil. Himself is a certified clinical engineer and have a very interesting academic preparation. In addition to engineering, electrical engineering degree, he has master's degree in occupational safety, in biomedical engineering, and something that I find very interesting, and that is in occupational safety relating to the deployment of technology in healthcare. With that, I'm giving the floor to you, Alexandre.